Man, what is going on? Man, we back. Black in the building. Shout out to everybody out there at the Court Plantation doing what they need to do to survive. Shout out to everybody in Vegas. Shout out to my brothers, James Youngblood, Dave for No Compromise, Shawnee, Erica, Melina, everybody out there, all my siblings in Vegas. Starting to warm up. Man, so much been going on. I seen it was a shooting at the gym in Vegas. God, please, so much violence. But anyway, we're going to touch on a little bit of topics, but the main topic we want to talk on is Papoose and Remy Ma, black love or black hate. Let's get it. Man, shout out to everybody. Look, I'm just going to give my piece of it. Look, I don't know how many people we've seen do reality TV and it does not end well for them. If you don't understand who you are and who your partner is, you do not need to get on the internet flow showing your relationship. The reason why I say this is because I've been watching this Remy Ma Papoose thing for a while. Nobody's perfect. We all know that. But the thing about it is now it's becoming messy and there's children involved and children got to watch that and have it replayed over and over in their mind. And a lot of the stuff that I've witnessed, I'm just like, this must be black hate. But the thing about it is black love does not need to be televised. You know what I mean? That's just something that's naturally in you and the person that you are with or your family members or the people that you congregate with. But when you have to go out of your way, because what has happened is, as Dave for No Compromise says, the dominant society is the masters of confusion. So what they do is they give people checks to be on TV to promote their relationship like it's all copacetic and everything is all good. And then you come to find out that things aren't as good as you think it is because they have this imagery that you have to be perfect in your relationship. Now, the people that have withstood the test of time is people like Love and Hip Hop. I was reading this thing with Kirk and Rashida from Atlanta. They've withstood the test of time. They've went through a lot of ups and downs, public shame, public humiliation, and they know who each other is. They know their partners, and they have a very strong union, and you're not going to be able to break that apart. Same thing with T.I. and Tiny. I don't care what people say about T.I. or what people say about Tiny. They have a strong bond in a relationship that can't be broken. And I believe T.I., that was a witch hunt on T.I. I believe a lot of those girls that was hanging out with them was trying to seek and destroy and sow discord. Because with the dominant society being the masters of confusion, they don't want your relationship to look grandiose or they don't want it to look normal. They want the relationship to look beyond perfect or they want it to look catastrophically dysfunctional. This is a part of the dominant society's dialogue. That's what they do. Y'all don't believe me? Go look up D. Brad, BET's producer, and he talks about how they would sit around the water cooler and watch anything that black people were doing because that's how they can gauge where black people are going. And we have to understand, man, we're not a monolith. We don't all think the same. But when it comes to these relationships and stuff, we really have to do ourselves a different type of justice. Meaning, like, don't go on TV and go on the internet and be promoting your relationship and y'all know y'all can't really handle all the backlash that comes with it. Just stay off the internet because there's children involved. Children don't need to be saying that. These children are not as strong as the children in our day and the days before us. So they're a lot more fragile. So we have to be mindful of those things. Because I look at this stuff and I'm looking at the Remy Ma and Papoose thing. I mean, they just going in on each other. More of it, I see Papoose kind of defending himself. He looks like, and I'm not just saying this. This is what I looked at. Y'all leave y'all comments or y'all perspective. It kind of looked like Papoose was really took a liking to Remy Ma, and I think she took a liking to him. But I think that, in my personal opinion, that she probably didn't see him the same way as he saw her in the long run, and maybe she had some royal oats that needed to be sold or whatever it is, and she wanted to do her own thing. And I think Papoose was going about it the right way, because he's talking about they got therapy, counseling. He really wanted to be with her, but it was just too many outside exterior distractions and infidelity. I would have it the reason why he couldn't stay. That's fine. But when y'all start taking it to social media, it is at your loss and everybody else's gain. And I've been watching this for a while, but I'm trying to get a gauge of it to be like, okay, where's all this coming from? Are they trying to get a TV show, or are they trying to get some type of sponsorships or deals? Because they are really, really going for the gusto with each other. And I'm like, is this fake? Is this real? Is this contrived? Is this still reality TV? I don't know, because people will go to great lengths sometimes to get that bag. But I'm just very disappointed that it has to be taken to social media, because there's children involved. And this dysfunction is on an all-time high, but it's resonating at an all-time low as a vibration, because if y'all don't get along and there were infidelity issues, those things could have been handled outside of social media, TV, reality TV. And when you start taking it to social media and going back and forth and, oh, you broke and this and that, and it's like y'all are missing the whole objectivity of the game. The whole objectivity of the game is for us to be on the same team, be one with each other, one band, one sound type shit on some drum line, and coexist with each other. You should be able to walk away amicably. If you can't, be silent and move on, and just move on with your life. It seems like, to me, there's some unresolved issues, because I'm not a pro at this. I just know when people look, I've been around a lot of people. I'm not talking about family, just people, period. And they would, confide sometimes. And, man, what do you think I do? I'm like, man, follow your heart. And what do you think you want to do? Do what you want to do that's best for you. But stop telling everybody. I've always been that way. And I would never tell people's business. And I would be like, stop telling everybody. Because everybody isn't as informed as you, and everybody don't want to see you win. Some people could be in a broken relationship, so they don't want anybody else to be in one. You know what I mean? Like, you don't do that to people. And like I said, they're doing it. This is all for social media gain. And what I mean, not for Papoose and Remy Ma, they're household names. I'm just meaning, like, this is going to be nothing but negative blowback for the children. And now they have to be in the public scrutiny, and people are like, man, what's up with your parents? And it's like, I don't think we understand that, because this is the social media era, so we always want to run to social media when stuff don't work out. I'm kind of old school. I don't really, like I said, if it ain't like my siblings or David or James Youngblood, Eric or something like that, I don't be on social media like trying to communicate on that type of thing, on that type of wavelength where we gotta duke it out on social media. I've never been that way. You can ask siblings, if they reach out to me on social media, I'm gonna text them and be like, what's going on? Is everything good? I just don't believe in any of that, because shit gets lost in translation, and then people on social media are hyping it up. Now, there are a lot of people that are not liking maturity and will say y'all need to get off of social media and handle it. And that's what my advice would be to Papoose and Remy Ma. Get off of social media. Now, I will respect that brother, because he was like, okay, I'm going to go to counsel. I'm going to try to make this work, because he's thinking of the family setting. That's what he's thinking of. Some women and men, they don't want to be in that type of a setting. I believe that they were together a long time. I believe she did that bid. He held her down. And I believe people expect her to hold him down that way. But if she doesn't see him the same way he sees her, then there's nothing else that we can do. I just would hope that a lot of these relationships stop playing out on social media. Like even with the Travis Hunter thing, and people just keep going at, and I get it, because once you put it in a public discord, people are gonna give you their opinion. Look, y'all not gonna convince Travis Hunter not to do what he want to do because he's taking a liking to this girl. The only thing he's gonna be able to see is if things don't work out, everybody just gonna be telling him, "I told you so." But there's no need for everybody to go beyond being disrespectful. And if the brother done took a liking to this girl, there ain't nothing you can do. You know what I mean? And I get it. People are looking out for him, and but some people, this is all they do. They sit up on social media and become thumbs of America, and just get to typing. Don't care what they saying. Ain't no thought process behind it. They're not even looking for a resolve. They're not putting no positive energy into it. Because when I'm on Instagram, I'll be laughing at all the clips and stuff. I'll watch some stuff from James Youngblood, David, some, stuff like that. Or if my siblings post something or something like that. But other than that, I don't be on social media like that. If you see me on social media, I'm laughing at some stuff because I think FBA people are hilarious. When we're in our comedy bag, we are hilarious. Man, this thing had me rolling when they was talking about, look at how inventive FBAs are and how we coin things, and it's a movement. I was watching this thing on social media where this kid was listening to his pops, and his pops told him, "See, you don't listen. What did I tell you about listening?" He's like, "No, Dad." He's like, "I told you. You got to give me 20 Drew Hills." That's where an FBA kid, has to jump up and down like the Drew Hill dance. And they, one jump up, that's one Drew Hill. One jump up, and that's another Drew Hill. But it was so innovative and so funny. That's why I love watching FBA on Instagram. They are hilarious. They make me laugh. They cheer up my day. That's what I do with the Matrix. I jump in there, get what I need to get, and then I get up out of there. But I'm not one to be in there like, "Oh man, Papoose, Remy been cheating on." I'm not getting involved in their relationship. I know he's trying to defend himself, but sometimes it looks. Let me tell you what it looked like. It looked like he kind of done leveled up with Clarissa Shields, and they ain't like she'll beat your ass too. So it ain't like you can talk crazy to her. And Remy, you can't really say nothing or do anything because you just, you got to depend. You got to change your life. You can't be doing nothing. You ain't going to want to squabble with her. And I don't even think Clarissa Shields is on it. I think they really have taken a liking to each other. Hopefully things work out. But sometimes I think we get irritated by other people's success sometimes, and we get frustrated. So we lash out. We have to learn how to be non-emotional and stick to what matters most. Because we don't like to do that sometimes. We like to play into the dominant society's hands and become messy and sow discord and all that. I get everybody messy to a certain degree, but sometimes we got to knock it off and just be like, all right, enough is enough. We've been doing way too much, and this just isn't going to work. You know what I mean? And I think that's where things lie with me, because I'm watching this and I'm like, wow. I mean, they went from black love to black hate, because I'm like, damn, they going in on each other. And you're not used to seeing that, but nobody's perfect. It's just sometimes social media is not a tool. It's being used as a therapist. And social media is not a therapist. Social media is a tool. Build your brand. When Jeff Bezos and his wife went through a divorce, you think he ran to social media? Jeff Bezos wasn't worried about that. You think these elite people are running to social media? They're not. Look, all these comments we had about Will Smith and Jada Pinkett, gone, disintegrated. We don't know what's going on with them because they changed the page. They turned the page and just moved on. They moved aside to move ahead. And I think that's what Papoose and Remy Ma both need to do. I think Remy Ma's a little upset because she kind of didn't level up. She was fucking with the help. So I think she's upset with herself, but that was on Remy. Papoose is like, well, I ain't fucking with no help. I'm about to level up and handle business. So shout out to him for doing that. And sometimes people don't like it. That's why, man, I think we It's time to start going old school. Go back 90s, early 2000s, before the social media era where you got to actually have a conversation with somebody. This social media shit is becoming toxic, and everybody's not mentally tough like that. So I think we just have to look at that. We have to look at who runs social media. I watched this documentary on social media, and I remember in the documentary, all the BPs and directors, they didn't allow none of their kids to be on social media. None of them. I mean, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, all, they were like, nope, our kids are not allowed to be on this. And we're starting them young. Nope, you're going to read books. You're not going to be on social media. Because they know what they've created. They've created the mastermind behind the confusion. And that's a fact. And we have to be ready for this stuff and understand that they like this type of dysfunction. Why do you think they keep putting P. Diddy in there? They talking about bracketeering and drugs, sex trafficking, and all this other shit. Now you look at the trial and all they doing is just telling all this man's personal business. They're trying to humiliate him. That's all they're trying to do. He ain't sex trafficked nobody. He ain't hurt nobody. And they trying to, man, he had all that baby oil. Okay. And y'all, look, everybody's entitled to their imagination because that's free. You can dream and you can speculate all day because that's free. There's no charge for that. But all those people that were in Diddy's inner circles who now want to come out and be running their mouth and, oh, man, you're a sucker. Columbus Short, you a sucker too. You had all this time to say all this shit about Puff Daddy. You waited till this man cannot defend himself. Now you want to be running your mouth. Y'all cowardly. Stop. I give props to the people like Little Kim and everybody else, and Mace and Cameron and all them. Cameron and Mace and them, they could really go in on Puff Daddy, but they don't even be going in on him like that. And they were up under him and around him. So all these exterior people that's just trying to get some airplay, y'all some suckers. And y'all are a part of the system. Y'all are aiding and abetting the system. See, not liking Puff Daddy is different from, hey man, is he sex trafficking or not? Because if he's not sex trafficking and he's not running drugs, then what do y'all got him in court? What, just to tell his personal business? Come on, man. We got to understand and use discernment. Use our critical thinking skills. What are we out here doing? That's what tripped me out. Like, they just want to tell his business. So people could be like, man, they was having freak offs and all this other stuff. Okay. Well, now it's coming out that Cassie, she wanted a lot of that stuff. I don't hear anybody saying anything about that. And I don't hear anybody saying anything about the Playboy Mansion and Harvey Weinstein and Jeffrey Epstein and all these people that was doing all this shit and was okay with it. But when it's the FBA, it's a problem. When it's black folks, oh, it's a problem. You can't do that. So stop. Be slow to speak and eager to hear. And when y'all see people's spats going back and forth, sometimes you gotta just be like, all right, I'm moving on, man, because this is a time wasting mechanism. This is the four-wall effect over the internet. That's the four-wall effect. That's non-constructive behavior. Do y'all see the dominant society putting all their business out there so we can talk about it? We don't know nothing about what happened with Jeffrey Epstein, really, or Ghislaine Maxwell, because they sealed a lot of those court files. So they didn't put their public business out there like that, but they put Puff Daddy's out there and R. Kelly's and Bill Cosby's. They didn't put the Playboy Mansion and all those people that was there, Hugh Hefner and all those people. Why they not putting their business out there? Remember, as Nelly Fuller Jr. says, if you're not replacing the system of racism and white supremacy and establishing a system of justice, that's not constructive behavior to me. And I'm not gonna sit up here, well, that's what Puff Daddy get. Sounded like Gene Deal. Because when I was bodyguarding for Puffy, see, he had called me and told me that, look, I'm gonna need you to get these girls in this room and make sure that they are butt naked with plenty of baby oil. And I said, well, what am I supposed to do, Puffy? And Puff Daddy told me, you ain't supposed to do nothing but stand guard and be my security guard. And I told Puffy, well, I guess that's what I'm gonna do. Guilty, nigga. I'm done. Peace.